I've always loved cars. When I was 3 or 4 years old, that's all I thought about was cars. You're either born with it or you're not, and I've always been a car guy. I was restoring cars when I worked for my dad's grocery store on the side, when I didn't even have a driver's license. But finally, when I got to the point where I could start keeping some of the rare stuff that I wanted and, putting them back, and that was in, when I was in my mid-20s. It's never been about merchandise for me. It's always been about the love of the car. I've been able to go through my whole life, go to work every day and love what I do. To go find something that I really like is all about quality. And I know what it costs to make it look like it looks. I would say 80% of the cars we're selling are cars that we've restored over a period of 20 years. They're all a full-time job. There's 2 employees that's all their job is to take care of these cars on a day-to-day basis. Nothing gets done unless it's through my direction and the way I want it. I'm very, very picky about the way things go, and the look and the color and the combination of things that gets there. Everything's maintained. If something's broke, it's fixed. We try to maintain everything to where it looks like the day it was finished. The GT350 is a very special car. I was riding around that car when I was 14 years old. That car's virtually been a one-owner car since 1967. It is a carryover car, which is serial number 61 of the carryover, which carryover Mustang Shelby GT350 is even rarer than a 65 Shelby. It's been a part of my family since it was nearly new. So that makes it really, really special and really hard to let go of. I always wanted a Woody, and I've had several of them. We restored that car back in early 2000s, but it's just the idea of the Woody. Back in the 50s, if you had one of those, that was kind of the premier great cars. Everything about the 50s is just the most fabulous cars, like the 58 Buick here, the 58 98 Olds. Never been a car in America built with so much chrome, so much design. It's just a neat time as far as cars, housing, everything was big in the 50s. I would dare say that there's not a better 58 Limited or a better 58 Olds in the world. Anybody can restore a 55, 67 Chevrolet. You do a Mopar, there are no reproduction parts. You don't go buy the things that you could go buy, for a T-Bird, a Corvette, or any of that stuff. So you had to start with a pretty good car, and you had to really scrounge for the parts and pieces to restore. Like the gold Plymouth there, the 61, we restored that car back in the 90s. It was a low mileage car, cross ram dual 4. They were way ahead of most folks as far as design. And back when they were new, the Chrysler products wasn't known to be valuable. So if somebody lost a transmission, the survival rate was very, very slim on them. Dodge Dart was a California car, got all the paperwork, all the Galen Govio certification, low mileage car out of Riverside, California. It is a factory red car, max wedge, 4-speed, all the paperwork. The restoration's just impeccable. You can't pay too much for the good stuff. The 66 Mustang is, most folks don't know, but it's a T5, which T5 meant that there was an exported car to Germany. Germany had a truck line called a Mustang truck. So Ford couldn't export those cars to Germany because of the truck line. So Ford went and rebadged them T5. So that way they could export them, and any of the servicemen that were stationed over in Germany then could buy one of those cars in the United States, have it shipped over to Germany, enjoy the car while they were doing their stint, and then the government would ship it back for them for free. That car belonged to a guy real high up in the military. Obviously you can tell because all the accessories, it's got power steering, power brakes, factory air, AM 8-track, rally pack, GT, pony interior. So that car was a very rare car back then because it was a very expensive car. That's probably the best GT T5 Mustang in existence. The people that know me and know that I've done this my whole life and know that I do know the difference between good and bad. I do know the difference from good quality and not quality. I didn't buy it to go try to sell for a profit. I bought it because I liked it. I want them to buy it because they like it and enjoy it like I have.